Hey guys, Salvi here, just reminding you to, of course, like, subscribe, and follow, and all that kind of good stuff that YouTube asks if you enjoy what video I'm going to put out for you today. Thank you. Maria Marionette is, of course, someone from Nijisanji EN. She is very beloved in Nijisanji EN by a lot of people. Why am I talking about her today, though? She came out with something recently. She said, I usually do not touch upon these topics, but I would very much appreciate it if you could avoid mentioning drama, hate content in general if you have my Oshi mark image in your profile. You represent your Oshi when you have their likeness on your accounts, and I would prefer not to be connected in any way to negative media. Thank you. She's not directly attacking the people like myself, like False ID, Kyo doesn't do it anymore. People like me, or Rev Says Desu, or any people like that. She's not attacking us directly. She is attacking people who are, I guess, getting into fights with us, getting into arguments with the communities, getting into Twitter spats, which, Twitter is a toxic place, getting into that type of stuff. Just to be clear, it's not targeted to a single person, and it's most definitely not a sign for you to attack anyone for it. So yes, do not take this as this message here as a carte blanche of attacking someone else. That is not what you do. But who is she talking about? More than likely, this person here. This person here, of course, do not attack them. I can't control what people do, but it doesn't help. The main reason why I say don't attack them, it doesn't freaking help. You're no better than them, no better than this person spreading this type of hate if you go and attack them. If you want to stoop to their level, then go ahead. But I don't like that. I don't like stooping to their level. So I'll just say this person did make some mistakes in what they were saying, which I can understand. If you're a deep fan, if you have their Oshi mark and stuff like that, then yes, you are going to be aggressive. And it says, haters, multiple livers, leaving because management issue. Take that, Niji is S. Speak on who else keeps leaving, disagreements with management, it'll be a bad guy. Niji Liver leaves because other things, Niji bad too. Brand X Livers, of course, we're talking about Hololive in this case. They want to do other things. Poor baby, you're so brave, proud of management and you for doing this. There's difference, though. There's a big difference. The big difference is Hololive is from what the Hololive people have said in their PLs. They don't really have a big issue with Hololive itself. Like, management isn't pushing them to do horrible things. Management isn't pushing them to stream way more than they have to. But the direction that everything's taking with, the idle stuff, not everyone can keep up with it. Not everyone wants to keep up with it. And that's why they leave. Could be the same thing in Niji. For example, here's the difference, though. You've had Victoria Brightshield openly criticize Nijisanji and their management in her graduation, in her graduation stream, or when she announced her graduation. Kunai kind of doing the same thing. Almost everybody who has left Nijisanji has openly criticized their management for being for being crap. So that is what we're getting on. That is why we criticize Nijisanji the way we do. If you didn't have that happening and people were like, yeah, Nijisanji wasn't so bad, I just disagreed with some things that they did, and that's it. That'd be different. But the vast majority of the ones that have left have had some criticism of Nijisanji and their bad management, so that's why we criticize them. Allowed to acknowledge you were Zion, talking about Sayu. Like, isn't that a breach of contract, since I don't ever see past corporate VTubers talk about it? A document, I am Sayu. Zion has told her story, but I am not her. So yeah. Not only that, the Sayu did that because, lawsuits and that kind of stuff. And yes, they do make them sign a graduation contract, which is very freaking strange. I haven't heard of anyone else do that. But also, it is kind of not breaking the fourth wall, and also making sure that you don't bring drama into your community. So they're always very vague. Every Niji VTuber is very vague. Every ex-Niji is very vague. So will always be 6, blanks you, shut it. There were always 5. So yeah, this person, I'm not going to read absolutely everything, but you can see it here. It is, they just went on. It wasn't just criticism of news tubers or anything like that. They kept going. They kept spreading stuff. They kept doing all this. And using Doki as this is a way to, hit Doki and trying to do those types of things. So I think someone showed Maria Marionette all of this information, same information that I'm getting here. And she was like, nope, I don't want that to be a part of my community. So yeah, this person did say that they are to respect the wishes of, and this will be my Oshi's wishes, my new DP, my new account, etc. They won't have their Oshi mark on there. If I get around to drawing a new one, was planning on changing it sooner or later. Either way, since I'm not going to be able to stop engaging with drama with how these people are. But anyway, moving forward, I'll be more careful. So yeah, they got called out, not directly, but this is what most people are pointing to. And I did want to put this out there to show you guys of how not to be with your Oshi, how not to be with when you enjoy people, whether it be Hololive, etc. Because believe me, when I have criticized Hololive, I have gotten so much hate. Not so much on Twitter, but on my comment section, I've gotten so much hate, calling myself a Niji shill, blah, 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 because these are tourists that come in and don't check my other content. They don't check my content of, criticism of Niji, criticism of any company who messes up, big or small. I'm going to criticize them because that's what I'm here for, to put my 2 cents into here. So, of course, like I said, don't stoop to their level and don't engage. When you see these things, don't engage, because a lot of them is engagement farming. A lot of them, that's what they want to do. So don't engage and don't stoop to their level. That's my opinion. We have Lottie Moore, who is a VTuber affiliated with Bondlive. Streams English. Her content includes gaming, born October 30th, debuted on January 15th, 2025. Physical stats are those. Of course, this is on VTuber, and we are talking about them because we have this issue here. Bondlive EN is the agency that she's a part of, and we have some bad news. We have not been able to contact Lottie Moore for 2 months via email or Discord, which are the main ways that they contact people. An agency will not ask for your number unless you have a specific work phone. Some agencies, some people do give work phones to their VTubers or to their people if they are important big VTubers that need all that kind of stuff. So they will sometimes give you those. I've had work phones before, and my number is there for them to use. But in this case, they've been gone for 2 months. This is not the first time I've heard of this. The other time was with someone that was FSP, First Stage Production JP, was gone for 5 months. What is it with nowadays VTubers not allowing contact between them and their agency? I can understand myself. I have, mental health that drops sometimes. That drops a lot. And sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody. Sometimes I don't want to deal with anybody. But even if I have that situation, if my job wants to contact me, I will contact them back. Email, etc. Especially if I'm not feeling good and taking a bit of a break or whatever. I will not leave more than a day between a contact between me and my job. It is your job. That is what is supposed to be done. I'm sorry, it may seem mean, but no matter how you're feeling, it is a contract that you signed. You should not be disappearing like this. Number one, because of course, like I said, it's a contract. Any employer will fire you usually after a day or two, maybe a week, and they'll fire you. Any regular employer of just going MIA, because they're going to assume you just quit. You just quiet quit. So they're going to assume you quit in some way. But in this case, they're being very nice. FSPJP was that way. And these Bondlive EN is being very nice for waiting 2 months. As per the contract, we have no choice but to terminate it. We hope that she is safe and well, as I do as well. I do hope they are safe and well. I do hope nothing bad happened to them. I do hope it was just, a moment of maybe they weren't feeling so good mentally and they just wanted to take a break and they just didn't want contact from anybody. I hope that is the extent of everything. But yes, I do not blame Bondlive for waiting 2 months and after waiting 2 months, firing them. I do not blame them at all. They are not to blame here. The person to blame is Lottie Moore. I'm not trying to be mean to them, but just being honest. At that point, a simple, I'm sorry I'm not feeling so good. I'm going to need a long break. I'm pretty sure they would have given her a hiatus if she had asked for it. Thank you for everyone who has supported her, and we ask for your continued support for all of our talents. And like I said, I'm not doing this to be mean. I am someone who suffers from mental health. I suffered from depression since I was 5. And right now, I am, receiving proper treatment for it and stuff like that. So I do not have any kind of anger towards this person. I can understand exactly why things like this happen. But like I said, you have a responsibility as an adult to, at the very least, have contact with your agency and be like, I can't do this. Or even just say, I can't do this anymore. I can't be a VTuber anymore under your agency. I just can't do this. I want to graduate. Even just saying that is enough. that is more respectful to their time and yours as well, than to just go MIA. So I do hope they're well, and I do hope everything works best for them, because I know the way it can feel a lot of times. So yes. Bao the Whale is a VTuber who is, of course, an English-speaking VTuber, a female English-speaking VTuber who is friends with Numi and a bunch of the girly pops. I think she's still a part of it. I'm not sure what happened after the whole Cinder thing. I'm thinking that it's still a thing. But we're talking about something that happened to Bao recently, who she apparently, according to this, got impersonated. I don't believe she got impersonated in, from what I understand, not her VTuber self, but IRL, which is interesting.
Yeah, there is no hacker in the entire world who can even dream to emulate me. None whatsoever. And you know why? Like, my parents actually, this is a little scary. This is a little scary, chat. But a couple months ago, my dad, so obviously my voice is all over the internet and AI is getting better and better every day. My dad got a scam phone call, but the person who was talking, he said sounded like me, but I was speaking so strangely that he just hung up and then called me again to make sure I was okay. And the thing is, I talk to my dad in like broken English and Vietnamese sometimes. So he knew for a fact it wasn't me because I was talking to him just in English. And also like, yeah, I have like a weird American accent when I speak in Viet. So there's just no realm where AI could even possibly come close to replicating that.
Good.
Because like no one can predict what words I speak in English, what words I speak in Viet.
Very good.
But luckily my dad did not fall for it and he called me back and I was like, no, I would never ask my parents for money, like ever. And
that's a good thing that she did. She did like that the father did. It's like, this seems weird. I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna call just to make sure she's okay, but I'm gonna give her a call.
Ever. That was, oh yeah, like that's what the person on the phone who was impersonating me trying to do. They were trying to like ask him for money and that I had gotten into a car accident or something and that I needed his help. But it was so weird. There was like, that's such an unnatural thing for me to do. I send my parents money. I don't ask my parents for money. How did they even find him? I don't know. I genuinely don't. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like all of our information has been sold to like everywhere, everything, everywhere all at once.
Yeah, by now, yes.
All it takes is like one big giant leak to, send out there. But the scary thing is like someone obviously knew what I sounded like and then somehow found my dad's number to call him, which is very scary. Yeah, exactly. If Bao ever needed help, she'd just ask the Comfy Cove to forge whatever documents she needs. True, yeah.
And here's the thing. I've had that happen to me. My cousin and my aunt and uncle were called by somebody saying that, they had me in a room somewhere and they had me, I won't use the actual word, but you know what I mean, that I was in trouble, that if they didn't send this kind of money, then they would never see me again. And they got worried. They came to the house and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm here. Obviously, I'm here. I'm okay." It was very, very strange. That happened to me already once, which is why I can understand Bao being like, "What the heck is going on here?" and being like, "What the heck is going on?" But yeah, I'm glad that everything worked out well for Bao, for her dad, and her dad was smart enough to be like, "This isn't my daughter. Let me see what's actually happening." Unnamed, or Usan, used to be Yugo Asuma, if I'm not mistaken, on Nijisanji way back in the day. They have been Usan for several years now. So, of course, they are a Japanese, Korean, English speaker who is a VTuber as well, and Utaite slash V-singer, I believe. Utaite, please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but a V-singer as well. They recently had their huge concert. I'm not going to be playing a lot of it. I'm not going to be playing a lot of the sound of it. As you know, when it comes to these things, I always end up getting copyright struck by somebody somewhere. They find my freaking stuff. YouTube is really serious about that. So if you hear crunchy audio at any point or see me have to redact or blur out some stuff, then you know why. Let's go out right now. Let's go here. And here you go.
Beat that's so stable. I love you. That's playing.
You have here. Haka right there. There you go. Nice. So these are some of the people that they have. This is what I want to show. More than anything, the people that they have around, the fun that they're having. And yes, I am going through everything and kind of just skipping to parts that are, you know, showing off a bit more of what they have. They also have this new design, which looks very, very nice, that I did kind of want to show you here. And they had some time with Risu. And of course, that was very nice. I'm just continuing on to try to find you more things.
Okay, but
while we're doing this, let's talk about Unnamed. They have been doing a lot of things. I want to be respectful of what they want to be called as. They have been doing a lot of things. Of course, as you can see here, had invited a lot of different people to this concert. One of them being Michi Mochi V. Let's hear what they have as a duet here.
Heart tends to start to bleed.
Oh, it's kind of like a musical thing.
I simply have to take over. I know.
Very nice to see. Cute.
We're gonna make you popular.
There you go. And you also have Iron Mouse. One day she'll grow, but for now she is the tiny VTuber compared to Usan. Holy crap. Compared to Usan, she's a tiny VTuber. It's very cute though. Very cute, the song that she's sang. She's really good at singing. So of course, like I said, I can only show little bits and pieces. And of course, they are talking. Oh, this is another individual from a actual different project. It is very nice to see. It's amazing to see all these different people pop up. And of course, you have way more people here. And this is amazing. That's why I wanted to show it to you guys. This is, of course, whenever they do concerts, whenever they do this type of stuff, I always show as much as I can. I don't know every VTuber here. I don't know every VTuber out there, but I try to be respectful and try to show as much as I can out there. Of course, this is an amazing feat for Usan to have their concert. As I've shown before, they also have live concerts where they have actually a venue that they set up for the live concert. So they are making moves, making a name for themselves, and doing amazing things for the community. Jufute Raden is a member of Hololive Device. She is one of many with Ao, Kanade, Ririka, and Hajime. She is amazing. She's been doing an amazing job. They're all, of course, Japanese speakers who are trying to learn some English here and there. But the reason why I am talking about them right now is because they have put on their Twitter here. I always mistake Twitter and Twitch. That's why it takes me a little bit of time to say Twitter. Jufute Raden's guides for Pixel Museum will be available next week, or at least by this point in time, it's already available on June 5th. Nintendo Switch and Steam. Game is sure to make you fall in love with art and culture. Be sure to give it a try. Pre-orders are also available on the Nintendo Switch store page. At this point in time, no more pre-orders because of the fact that it is already out. As well as the Nintendo Switch 2 is out as well. And there you go. Here is the main page. This is basically you visiting a museum and you know, through puzzles and other things, kind of having fun with the museum. Let's take a look at the Nintendo Switch store. Picross, Jufute Raden, it's PEGI 3+, which means that anyone the age of 3 and over can go and take a look at it. And of course, here we have the UK EU, the Steam store version. Take a look at what you're going to be seeing here, just so you guys can see a little bit of it. Yeah, you're going to be looking at other things through them.
これがドット絵のパズルになりました。
You can do pixel art of it too.
なるほど。黒夫人と呼ばれる作品でございます。
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. It is $20. What Raden has done is that they have made it so that like a lot of their super chats are off, so that people, if they want to support her and want to support projects like this going forward, they can instead buy the game instead of super chatting directly to her. And that is what she has done, I believe, for like the last month or the last several weeks, which is very, very kind of her to do, because of course, as a VTuber myself, I do understand people have their things that they want to do. They have, you know, first, of course, we always want you to take care of yourself instead of, you know, sending anything beyond your means. Always live within your means. That's what every VTuber, whether it be Hololive or otherwise, the good VTubers, which are most of them, 99% of them, there's only a couple that maybe aren't this way, but the majority of the VTubers, whether big or small, if they're monetized at all, do not want you to overspend your means. So of course this is amazing for her, and I hope that this is a huge success so that J1, Jupiter 1, JP1 can be seeing that this is something that can continue, and other people can see this is something that can continue because it can bring them money. Companies look for money, and the more money they get, the more chances of another VTuber getting this opportunity. So I hope it is a big success. Welcome back, everybody, to the Vtuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. Why do I do this? Because I want it to be a positive space, and as I've said before, I do this out of my own time. I go and look for everybody because I want to find those VTubers out there. I spend time myself looking through Twitter for these, and I love the gems that I've found so far. There's so many more to find, and I'm going to continue doing this. Today is for filthyfangirl, a VTuber, ghost VTuber, Twitch streamer. Not talented, just kind of funny. Let's take a look at their Twitch channel. Trash at games, fun to laugh at, XOXO. Kind of like me. I'm just trash at games.
Actually, he's not there.
Maybe not. Maybe they're better. I think they're probably better than I am with many of these things.
Cool. It's absolutely not. Oh my gosh, no.
Contact follow me, contact follow me, contact follow me.
Okay.
Contact follow me.
Follow her
No, seriously.
on Twitter.
I'm gonna cry.
Just hit your head in, everything.
And what she's talking about there is during, the whole time, I guess, since she was at that point, she had been blown up. She was no longer a part of the active game. Cottontail VA is what I'm assuming is a big VTuber, and she followed her on Twitter, is what I'm guessing. So there we go. That's a wonderful moment. That's a nice little moment to see there. And of course, we have filthyfangirl here on their YouTube side, talk about modded repo, broke our game, started a D operation, started, modded repo, but I become a menace. I play some modded repo too, and it's freaking amazing. As long as I think the person running the server has modded repo, everything else should work as well. Because I've had collabs recently, one collab recently where I was like 15 different people in there, and of course repo usually only allows 4, so that was fun. It's always fun. And thank you so much, filthyfangirl, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.